Hey everyone, it's TJ90 here, back in Indonesia with the Pentagon challenge. We've got a massive game today and we've also got a few off-field issues that we need to look into. But yeah, let's get into it. First things first, everyone, if you can do me all a massive favour, please, and drop a like down below. Leave a comment. It can be anything. Obviously, in the last Spirit of 97 episode, I said leave a comment on your favourite drink. So today, leave a comment on your favourite crisp. Mine is a toss-up between Chili Heatwave Doritos and the standard prawn cocktail skips. Can't go wrong with either of them. So yeah, drop a comment down below whether you're a nice, simple Walker's kind of person, whether you like the McCoy's Max flavour, which, are pretty good, or if you like something a bit more, fancy, like kettle chips or Tyrrells or whatever, drop me a comment down below. What is your favourite crisp? So, let's look into form first, because that's a bit easier. So since I last saw you, we went on a fairly impressive run of games still. We broke a few records, both club and league records. We won 12 games in a row, and we were also unbeaten in 14 league games until we played Persik Kediri, which I did last night. And let's look at the match report. I was livid. So it may on paper not look like a true FMing, but their first passage of shots came at 62 minutes, which led to this goal. Basically, they had a shot which was blocked, and then we couldn't really properly clear our lines, and then they worked it back in, and they managed to get a goal. But I thought, no problem. We've been all over them. Like I said, they hadn't had a single shot up until this point. Possession-wise, we were dominating. The formation here is a lie. We were using the control possession tactic that the lads have been working on in training. I've been wanting to use it for a while, and I felt this was a great opportunity to use it because the likes of Bagaskara, who would usually play up front, Ridwan, weren't fully fit. So I went for the 4-2-3-1, and it worked so well, as you can see in terms of possession domination. Chance creation was brilliant. We hit the woodwork, I don't know how many times, including this penalty, which hit the outside of the post and went wide. And then they got a very, very scruffy last-minute goal, really, which was very undeserved and was a real kick in the teeth. Fortunately, though, our nearest rivals to the league, who are Bali United and Persik Bandung. Persik Bandung lost and Bali United drew. So they both dropped points, which was a big, big help to us. Which meant that it was Bali is still really, really close in touching distance, and Bandung have stayed nicely behind us ahead of the game against Bandung today. So last year Bandung won the league. So I still see them as our biggest challenges, even though Bali are having a really strong start to the season. So excuse me. So I think this game is a real good chance for us to lay down a marker and hopefully put ourselves back top of the table and put a bit of breathing room between us and Bandung. So as I mentioned, we've got a few off-field issues, and despite not overspending on wages, we're still comfortably in the wage budget and barely spending any transfer money. The club is really struggling financially since the turn of the year. And that is getting to a point where, when it comes to staff contract renewals and player contract renewals, so the contracts here generally tend to run until the 31st of December because the season roughly finishes in December. So come the 30th of June, when I got my, players with 6 months left on their deal thing, a lot of the advice was delay offering a contract because the club can't afford it. So, as you can see, financial status at the top there is saying quite nicely that we are insecure in our finances. So, obviously, a successful league campaign and getting into the European football, continental football, Asian trophy football, just instinctively think continental means Europe. No. Will obviously bring in some sort of income, but the concern is it going to be enough to enable us to invest in the squad to make it challenging? So I'm still more than prepared to end my time here at the end of my contract. I'm still applying for jobs elsewhere because I am aware that this could very well be a sinking ship, and while it's doing my reputation good at the moment, I don't want to then fall into a bit of a mire and my progression stagnate in this Pentagon challenge. So yeah, we're going to see how it goes. Like I said, I am still applying for jobs. It will be a shame to potentially leave before the end of the season, because I do think we've got a real chance of winning the league. But we'll see. We'll see what comes of them. At the moment, most of them are just turning me down, so I'm having to sort of lower my expectations. I've been applying for China jobs, just because they've been available. But I think realistically, I'm going to be looking at like similar 1.5, 2-star jobs in like Iceland or lower leagues of Brazil or places like that. So just a further little look at the finances, which make for quite worrying reading. So projected balance at the end of this season, minus 888k. The following season is going to double, and the season after that is going to sort of go up by another 600k. That's despite a relatively decent turnover, but it's because the expenditure is going up. So that's quite concerning that the club is projecting to spend money on something, I don't know what, but is not projecting that they're going to make enough money to keep the books balanced. So I think we may well definitely look at leaving at the end of this contract, if not before. Even if we win the league, I think we'll ride the high of that reputation and try and find a job somewhere else. Anyway, enough doom and gloom. Let's get into the game today. So we are going with the control possession again against Bandung. It worked well enough last time. I know we didn't get the result, but on paper, we really should have done. So we're going with it again today, just because Ridwan still is not back from, well, he's not fully fit yet. His heart might be green, but he's being recommended to be limited to sort of like 45 minutes worth of action. Rizky Bawo. Anyway, he's going to start. He's going to lead the line for us today. He had a really impressive game. Not last time out, because obviously he missed the penalty, but the game before that he scored 4. So I'm hoping he's going to carry on that form. Alayubi and Pedro Ocasio are working really, really well on the wings, whether it's in the wing play tactic or in this one. Pedro Ocasio tends to make a lovely run down to the byline, crosses it in, and Alayubi just seems to be there at the back post and just nods it in pretty much, fairly reliably. He did hit the post a couple of times, hit the bar last time out, but, generally speaking, he's pretty accurate. Wallace is going to be the number 10. Jack Brown and Thomas Gardner making up the midfield. I had a bit of a cock up, really. For some reason in my head, I thought I'd bought a backup left back, but it turned out I hadn't. So we've got Jagalo, who is our number 1 left back, suspended due to the yellow card accumulation, and I haven't got an out-and-out left back to replace him. So I've already solved that. I've in the middle of signing a left back, I think from Bali United. He will be joining in August. So we just have to hope and pray that Jagalo doesn't get suspended again or injured in that time. So we've got about a month until he joins. But yeah, and then we're going with Prahala Benta at the right back role, because we've had to chuck Munawa on the left-hand side with Masirin and Fizibalilla in defence. Here we go. As you can see, Persik Bandung's recent run of games is 2 defeats in a row, and ours, obviously, we've got that 1 defeat, but let's face it, it was really undeserved. So I'm really optimistic that we could get a result here, even if it's away from home. I mean, when I last played these, I think it was at home, we did beat them 1-0, and I feel like we're a much better team since then. Like, we've recruited really well. And yeah, I'd be optimistic that we could get the win here. But, despite the off-field troubles, would be lovely. Oh yeah, so if those of you are new to the channel, welcome. But part of what we're doing on this is, aside from it being like the grand journeyman for ourselves, where obviously we're going around aiming to win all 5 Champions Leagues, we're also going to have our own little journeyman, which is going to be a player that we identify. And we're going to take him with us everywhere we go, and he's going to win everything we do. Now, initially, we thought Jack Brown was the one, and I still think he might be, but Pedro Ocasio is definitely throwing his name in the ring to be that guy. So, what we may well do when we eventually leave Indonesia, whenever that is not just take Jack Brown, but maybe also take Pedro Ocasio as well. Just to give them the chance, just to see who wins out. And if needs be, they'll be cheap wherever we go. We'll just take them both with us. So a fairly solid start so far. No chances at all for Bandung. And this could be another chance here for us. Wallace hits the post. So that's the second time we've hit the post already this game. Cross in. Ocasio beaten in the air. 4 shots for us, none on target because 2 of them have hit the woodwork and not a single attempt for Bandung. They are so deep. They're 2 leading players. They're playing like a 4-4, 4-4-1-1, barely getting out past the halfway line according to the average positions. This is where their first chance. Okay, I was going to say it's leads to a goal, but easy header over the bar. He's still going, Alayubi. I thought he'd lost the ball then. Wallace dribbling forward into Rizky Barrow, blocked. Corner now. Come on, Pedro. Whips it in. He's going to say he looked like he was offside. Let's start playing a bit more positive. Half time. Second half, underway. And I reckon all we need is the one chance. And we've got the wing play tactic in our back pocket as well. So I'm relatively optimistic here that we could definitely get the win the way the first half went. Famous last words possibly here. Oh no, comfortably away by Gardner. Now we've got to push out. Come on. Good block. Well in. Come on. Come on, Wallace. Barrow's shot was blocked by Brown. Damn you, Brown. And then the clearance bounces off Alayubi, so they get the goal kick anyway. Come on, Pedro. Yes, mate. Go on. Go on, Rizky. Get in the box. Jack Brown crosses it in. Barrow. Oh, my word. Pedro's not having a good game, apparently. That was offside. Looked offside to me, anyway. Both of us only really had 1 shot on target. Theirs was quite close as well. Right. I think I'm gonna change the tactic now. Wing play tactic is on. Fabrianto has come on for Pedro Ocasio. Mohamed Ridwan has come on for Jack Brown. Drop Wallace back in the midfield. Wallace was having an absolute stormer of a game, so it didn't seem right to take him off. As is Gardner, to be fair. Thank you, Masirin. Come on. What a save by Leo Lopez. Come on. I'm going to demand a bit more. I'm trying to avoid doing that because we're away from home against a good team and the lads are playing well as they are. That is a great save because that was truly, truly terrible defending from the route one there. Don't feel so bad demanding a bit more now because that was really quite dodgy defending. I have to take Gardner off because he is struggling. Satrio can come on. Here's the logical solution. Not logical option. Gardner's a good player. I've been really impressed with him. Come on, win the ball. Get that turnover, come on. No. It hits the post as well. I think that's justice. So all the times we hit the post in the first half. I'm not going to go attacking. I'm not going to risk it. Just wide. Just wide. No. For all that, undone. Undone. You could see them getting back into the, getting into the game more as the second half went on. Wait. He was as well. You'd never be offside from a set piece. It's the most annoying thing ever. Honestly, it does my head in. The only set piece you should be offside from is a throw-in because it's the only one you're allowed to be. Criminal. Absolutely gutted. Frustrating. So, Persik Bandung can sign us to our second defeat of the season and our second defeat in a row. We need to arrest this slide before it really develops into anything concerning. Our next game is against Persik Solo, who I think should Persik Solo. Yeah, so they're 15th, so this should be a routine win, really, for us. Who are Bali playing tomorrow? They are playing Surabaya, who are 10th, so they'll probably win that. Pedro Casio leading the way on the assists. Go ahead, kid. So the next episode, provisionally, I was having a little look last night because I was planning on recording this today. We could do the Bali game, or we could do the Arima Kronos game, or we could do 2 games we could do back to back, couldn't we? We could do 2 games. Yeah, let's do that. And then we've got Bandung in the September. So we'll do next game will only be in a few weeks. We'll do Bali and Kronos. In the meantime, we've got Solo, Putera, and we've got our first cup game coming up. Will we still be here? That is the question. Who knows? Will we still be here at this point? But anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, do drop a like, leave a comment. Don't forget, what's your favourite crisp? And subscribe if you haven't already and ring that notification bell. Take it easy, everyone, and thanks for watching.